YouTube, what is going on? It's your boy Team. Welcome back to another video. Everyone loves fantasy football. The Premier League season is just about to start, and I'm going to run through my team and a team which I have picked. Now, let's see if we go to pick team right now. Pick name: A Stranger Minds. You get it? Stranger Minds. Yeah, you get it. Okay. The number one goalkeeper I went for a season is Gavin Basunu, Irish international. I always like to have at least one Irish person in the team. Usually I go for someone like Shane Long, Shane Duffy, but none of them make my team this year. The one Irish person I kind of gravitated towards was Gavin Basunu. You got a big money move through Southampton. I don't see Southampton spending big money on him, not to make him the number one keeper. They got a tough game at the start versus Tottenham, but from then on, I think it's plain sailing. Can I throw up the fixtures? Let me just throw up the fixtures on this tab as well so we can show. Fixture difficulty. So they got Tottenham. They got a toughish start to the season. They got Tottenham away, then they got Leeds home. I expect a clean sheet against Leeds home. Leicester away is tough game. United at home. I expect possibly a clean sheet against United. Home to Chelsea, a difficult game. But from then on, they got Wolves away. They got Brentford at home. Then they got Villa away, Everton at home. So for a couple of weeks, he's got a toughish start to the season, especially as a new number one. After last year, he had a phenomenal season. I believe he was Ireland's number one or Ireland's player of the year last year. We're going to my four defenders. Yeah, that's right. We're playing four at the back this year. Usually I play three at the back, but I couldn't pass up to four this year. Number one, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a given. He got the most points by defender last year, and you can see why. His assist is why he is up there. Liverpool's defense is phenomenal. I'm a Liverpool supporter myself. Our defense is phenomenal. We need at least one Liverpool player in there. Also need at least one City player in there. City and Liverpool are the two best defenses in the league. So the City defender I went for is Ruben Dias. I think he's the best City defender. I could have went for Cancelo or Kyle Walker or someone. But just the prices is just I try to work everything around. You'll see why. We had a lot of big names on it this year. And then we went for James Justin from Leicester. Leicester are a decent team. I expect Leicester to finish in the top 7, top 8 this year. Under Brendan Rodgers to play some good football. If they can keep Telemans, I fancy their chances to stay up there. With James Justin's at the heart of defence, I feel like he's phenomenal. He's one to watch for the future, and he's going to be defender number 3. Defender number 4, ever since he changed the Polish national team, he's just been different. I didn't really pay that much attention to Matty Cash until he changed the Polish national team, and he got a lot of media attention, and then every time I watched the Villa game, it kind of stood out to me. And I was like, interesting. So we're going to put Matty Cash in our team this year. First time I ever had Matty Cash in fantasy football. So let's hope that he can perform well. Under Steven Gerrard as well. Gerrard seems to be doing a good job with Villa. The signings they've brought in, like Kamara, they brought Coutinho back. I think they're going to go well this year. I think they'll be very well this year. As their 4 midfield or captain straight down the middle, Mohamed Salah. All day. I think for 2 or 3 years in a row, he's up there as the top 2 highest points earner in fantasy football. He needs to be in. We got Mason Mount in. Mason Mount's 8 million this year. There's a lot of big players which are 8 million. So my point of putting Mount in is if Mount doesn't perform, it's a straight swap for another 8 million player, which I don't worry too much about. If Mount doesn't get off a ball running at the start of the season, people like Grealish and over 8 million as well. So I can literally just swap him around without costing myself an extra transfer or 4 points or anything for an extra transfer. So that was the reason for Mount. I wanted to get an 8 mil player in there. And then I went for Southampton captain and one of the best free kick takers in the Premier League, James Ward-Prowse. Dead ball specialist. I just think for Southampton, he's their best player. If Southampton want to do something this year, they did spend big money on Basunu, etc. I think Ward-Prowse is at the heart of that team. He has a bad game, Southampton's going to have a bad day. Ward-Prowse, get him on. Get him on. He's going to score goals. Plenty of them. Double figures, easy this year. Now, I always put this guy in at the start of fantasy football every year. Every year, put him on. Alex Maximin. I put him on every year. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. Alex Maximin is a good player. With a Newcastle team now this year, them strengthening it, and I like the 7 Botman and Joe Linton moving back to centre mid last year and playing phenomenal. I think Newcastle 1 or 2 more signings before the window closes, and Newcastle could be a problem. A top 10 team this year as they play good football. Last year, at the end of last year, under Eddie Howe, they done brilliant. So I expect Alison Maximin to be one of the spearheads of their attack. It's a Maximin on one side. I forget the top of my head now who's the other one. Chris Wood up top, Cal Mulsa. Yeah, so Maximin the number one player. And then with 2 strikers this year, before we get to their bench, as we gotta get Haaland. We have to get Haaland. If you leave Haaland out of your fantasy football team, or something wrong with you. I think he's going to be the top goal scorer this year. I think he's going to get 25 plus goals. He's going to hit the ground running. You're trying to tell me that coming up against defenses like Brentford, not there, or Fulham or someone, the talent isn't going to score at least 1 goal. Man City are going to win a game 8-0 this year, right? Mark my words. Clip it if you want. Man City will win a game this year 8-0, and Haaland will get a hat trick. It's happening. It is happening. 8-0. Haaland's going to get a hat trick in one of those games or more. City's teams are too good. City was able to offload players like Sterling and all that because they don't need them anymore. They don't need them. Fernandinho left. Fernandinho left. They replaced him with Calvin Phillips. Talent that they have bringing in is unbelievable. And then what I think is going to be signing of the season behind Haaland is Gabriel Jesus. Jesus now from Man City was phenomenal. He was the one that you had to get in for fantasy football. He was that Man City striker that you had to have. Whenever Aguero, even when Aguero was there, Jesus was still there and thereabouts. But when Aguero left, Jesus was like the front man. Every time Jesus played, you knew he was going to do something. He was going to get an assist, going to get a goal. City scores so many goals. Change it to an Arsenal team now, where he links up with Arteta again. Then good football. You have Jesus, Martinelli, Odegaard. You have a good team, Saka. You have a good young forward line now. I think Gabriel Jesus is going to get Arsenal the goals that they were missing last year. And with the way Arsenal's playing recently, I can see Arsenal being top 4 team again. Once again. Okay, we're going to start off on the bench. Our sub goalkeeper with this year so far. Well, we're going into it so far. We might change the sub goalkeeper or the subs about, but I think the starting 11 is cemented. I don't think I want to touch that. Fraser Foster. He moved to Tottenham. Is he going to get a lot of game time behind Norris? Probably not. Most likely not. He was cheap. I had to get him in. 4 mil, I think it was. He's fine. Let's talk about defenders. Takeru Tamayasu. That's him. I think in an Arsenal defence, he's going to be very good. Along with the likes of Kane Tierney. He's going to be really good in the heart of Arsenal's defence. And it was 4.5 million too. I think it was a bargain. I would love to get Conor Gallagher in, but I think he's going to stay at Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea's going to loan him out this year. You have Emil Smith-Rowe you can get in. You have Martinelli. Højbjerg if you wanted to. Demarai Gray, who for Everton last year showed signs that he was going to be good along with Gordon. What's Gordon's first name? Anthony. Along with Anthony Gordon. Well, or not he's going to be good enough, I don't know. There's a lot of players you can get in, and there's a few Nottingham Forest players as well that you could possibly look at to get in. I think they're going to be a surprise package this year. Like if you go down to Nottingham Forest, like Jesse Lingard for 6 million, you can get in. Lingard's going to be the main player for Forest. Last year for West Ham, he done phenomenal. Or 2 years ago, wasn't it, for West Ham, or last year? I can't remember now, top of my head. But he done phenomenal. Came back to United, didn't really get a lot of game time. And now Nottingham Forest made him their highest earning player. I think he's on 180 something million, which is insane, or 180 something thousand, which is insane for Jesse Lingard. And if you take Troy Parrott out, that leaves you with 4.5 to get a striker. If we they're not going to get a striker for 4.5 mil. Dwight Gale potentially. He's transferred to Stoke, so we're definitely not Dwight Gale. There's not a lot of strikers you can get in. If you're looking for a striker for 4.5 mil, out of all these players here, the lap won't play. I would recommend getting in Lyle Taylor, because Lyle Taylor takes penalties when he's on the pitch for Nottingham Forest. He took a lot of penalties last year for Forest with a slow, like his run up was slower than what Paul Pogba's run up was, and that's saying something. So even if we change Parrott, who's going to be going to Preston North End, for someone like Lyle Taylor, who I expect to start Jesus and Haaland week in, week out. That's not going to change. The only reason that's going to change is if they get an injury. And if they get an injury, I'll probably do a straight swap with someone, keep the money in the bank. When they come back from injury, bring them back. You know what I mean? That's what I get. Jesse Lingard might be a very good shout to get in now that he's transferred to Nottingham Forest. So with West Ham, we got 106 points, 1,423 minutes. 29 points only last year for United. He got 2 goals, 9 goals, 4 assists, or 9 goals, 5 assists, and 4 clean sheets with West Ham the year before. It shows that he still has it. And I feel like his move to Nottingham Forest is going to be brilliant for Jesse Lingard in his career. I feel like that's what we're going to start with there. We're going to put Mount instead of Lingard. So the team we're going to start with is Basuni, Arnold, Justin, Diaz, and Cash. The Maximan, Salah is captain. Ward Prowse, Mount, Jesus. Haaland is vice captain. Anyway, Jesus first on the bench. Lingard is sub 1. Lyle Taylor will go sub 2. But then again, play Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace play good football. Might go into that in another video about every team's transfers, etc. like that there. But I think going into game week 1, Salah has to be everyone's obvious captain. Away to Fulham. Half 12 kick-off on a Saturday. Palace and Arsenal is a very good game to watch at 8 o'clock on a Friday night because Palace played some good football last year under Patrick Vieira. Can they keep it going even though they lost people like Conor Gallagher? Hasn't really been replaced. I know he's only on loan, but he was a massive part of how they played last year. Can they replace him? I'm not so sure. If you guys do want to join my fantasy football league, the code to that will be on screen or in the comment section down below. More than welcome to join it. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Send me your teams. Let me know what player you think I missed out on or what you would change about my team. So take care guys, have a good day, and it's been your boy T. Peace.